يساعدنا.
The government says that if it reaches its initial target of 10% reduction in natural gas consumption, it can turn these savings into 3.6 billion US dollars in revenues. And if it goes all the way to 15% mark, it means Egypt will gain 5 billion US dollars. It's not a bad figure, especially for a country with $116 billion estimated in budget deficit. Adam Hui, CGTN, Cairo.
In Kenya, medics are warning that the biggest landfill in the capital city, Nairobi, called the Dandora dump site, is posing serious health risks. The informal waste pickers who rely on municipal living work under harsh conditions. Here is CGTN's Wanda Mungai with that story.
In the eastern suburbs of Nairobi, we find the biggest landfill, the Dandora dump site. Waste from the entire city finds its way here. You'll often find scavenging birds and humans as well, like 52-year-old Mariam Makeba.
We usually look for plastic bottles, cotton boxes, gummy bags, bones, and pig food. Yet we do this without protective gloves or gum boots, so we sometimes get cuts from glass. We're really suffering.
Just like Makeba, many others here have to work under harsh conditions and face health hazards as they try to make ends meet. They sell the waste items to recyclers at less than 50 US cents per kilo, meaning they have to work harder and for longer hours despite warnings from health experts.
Medical professionals have advised us to stop working at the dump site, but where would I go if I stopped working here?
Lead and mercury are heavy metals, and most of the time, the women who are working at the dump site, they are actually inhaling at the same time ingesting these particular heavy metals. It's not only affecting the reproductive health, but it's also affecting the women, and most women are actually ending up with cancer. Remember, mercury is one of the major metals associated with cancer. Lead the same.
The dump site has not been closed despite having been declared as full about 20 years ago. For women like Makeba and Angela, this isn't just a matter of taking choices. They say they need to work at this dump site so as to earn their living. Onjamungai, CGTN.
Let's now take a look at your sports news. Here's what's ahead. It's all systems go for the first London derby of the season as Chelsea are set to host Tottenham at Stamford Bridge.
How would you create your legend? On the fields, on the tracks, in the arenas of Africa. Were you born to be a player? Could this moment be yours? Sports Now, find the game.
Africa Live. Find your voice.
And we begin with English football. Aston Villa beat Everton 2-1 at Villa Park to register their first victory of the season on Saturday. Everton got off to a fantastic start and scored a goal through 21-year-old Anthony Gordon. This was only to last a few seconds as the VAR ruled it out for an offside infringement. It seemed to spark Villa and Danny Ings as he opened the scoring in the very first minute. The game would remain 1-0 up until the 85th minute. Substitute Emmanuel Buendia scored Villa's second. The match seemed all but over, but 2 minutes after Villa's second, Everton went on to hand. Their attack led to Lucas Enrique own goal. This set up the game for a cracker of a finish. However, the results remained a 2-1 at full time. Elsewhere in the Premier League, Arsenal and Leicester City played out a 6-goal thriller at the Emirates. Arsenal scored twice in the first half through